So right now we're on the Carnival Mardi Gras. We just had our first sea day today. We boarded yesterday, first sea day today. We have another sea day tomorrow, and then we're in Aruba on Tuesday. And we got, well, first off, there was a random code. It was like 0101 or 03 something. Looked it up, couldn't figure it out. People on the Facebook were trying to figure it out, and then we realized that the ship had turned around. You know, we're one sea day in, we have another sea day tomorrow, and we're supposed to be in Aruba at 1 p.m. on Tuesday. So we're kind of like, yo, what the hell is going on? When we finally get the announcement from the cruise director that we've turned around to assist the U.S. Coast Guard in a search and rescue operation for a private vessel that has a medical emergency. So all the ship's exterior lights are on, shining down onto the water. We're supposed to be approaching this vessel or whatever at some point, and yeah, trying to figure out what's going on. They still got a massive deck party going on, which is kind of funny and also sad that it's like the ship and the crew are looking for a private vessel that has a medical emergency, but everyone on this ship is like partying it up and drinking and dancing up on deck. So it's like as we're approaching this like medical emergency, there's just like a party going on. It's crazy. Can't really see anything. I don't know where we are. Like, I'd have to try turning the map on to figure out where we're at. And one thing I noticed on the Mardi Gras, the, like, exterior decks that wrap around the ship, it's really hard to find a spot where you can actually, like, see into the water. Because most of them, you know, they have that tall glass, and it's so shiny and reflective that you can't really see through it. So it's, like, hard to find anything. And yeah, okay, you can see that we've turned around. You know, obviously we turned and we're starting to head down to Aruba or whatever when we turned around. And now we're turning towards whatever islands these are. I do really wish that the map on Carnival kind of told you where you were, because it's really hard to kind of like know what's going on or where you're at. So that's kind of what's going on. I've been running around the ship just trying to find an exterior deck where you can kind of see what's going on. And like, if it was on this side of the ship, this cove balcony on deck 5 would be like the best place to see it, but it's just so dark. I don't know where we're going right now. We have to be in Aruba at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, which if it's at 1 p.m. that means it's like, you know, we still have a ways to go, and it's a late arrival because it takes like almost 2.5 days to get there from Port Canaveral. So I'm wondering if they can kind of just like speed it up and go fast and we'll get there quicker, or if it's kind of like we might be delayed or whatever. So I'm kind of interested. You know, we'd made a U-turn. Now it looks like we're kind of making a right towards some unlabeled island on the Carnival map channel. So just trying to figure out what's going on. Good morning, everyone. After 2 days and a U.S. Coast Guard search and rescue, we have finally arrived in Aruba on the wonderful Carnival Mardi Gras. It's been a very interesting few days. I have not really filmed a ton over the sea days because I've kind of just been getting used to the ship, walking around, eating food, making use of the drink package I bought. Very first time I've ever gotten the drink package on a Carnival cruise ship, so just trying to get my money's worth. Woke up today, not feeling great. I did not drink that much last night, but I think just not been drinking enough water, so making sure I'm bringing in as much water as I can today. Also just dealing with just rude-ass people walking around the ship, coughing and hacking all over the place, not covering their mouths, so probably just dealing with a lot of germs still. My immune system is not what it used to be, so just getting used to it. But today we're going into Aruba. We're gonna visit Eagle Beach today, so let's spend the day in Aruba, see how it goes. Good morning, everyone. We are in Bonaire. Yesterday we were at Aruba, Eagle Beach. It was fine. It's fine. Very, very crowded. A ton of jet skis. A lot of people, obviously. Water was fine. It was nice. There was a little bit of a current, so you're kind of getting thrown around a little bit and being pulled closer to the jet skis. But it was fun. Also, the sand was getting whipped into your skin by the wind, but overall had a good day. Afterwards, just walked around the town a little bit, met up with some family friends and had dinner. But now today we are in Bonaire, a much shorter day. It's about 7:45 in the morning right now. We'll be back on board at about 3:30 p.m. Today we're doing the Bolt roller coaster, possibly, depending on the wind. It's been closed this entire cruise so far, so we're gonna see if that ends up happening. But today's another beach, tomorrow's a sea day, so let's get into some fun. Alright, we are back on board in Bonaire. It is close to being 2:30. We have about an hour left before we leave. Amo Beach is really nice, actually. Not too many people. The water was extremely calm. There wasn't thousands of jet skis and boats all over the place. A food truck showed up where I got that assorted fish platter and a soda. It was like $22. Didn't seem that bad, and the food was actually really good, but we got back from the beach, I got back on the ship, I took a quick shower, and then I went back out into the port area and got a massage. It was like $100 for an hour massage, which, I don't know, I've never gotten an actual massage somewhere, so I don't know pricing really, but that didn't seem all that bad. It was not one of those relaxing massages. I definitely got more deep tissue, which is what I needed. My back is a mess, my spine's a mess, I'm all unaligned, so I really need to go to a chiropractor, but the massage was definitely well needed. But we're back on the boat. I'm probably gonna maybe run up and grab a drink, maybe some food, and then head back down here and sit on the balcony. Outside of my balcony literally is the gangway right below it, so I want to watch as people run back. If they do, I want to see if anyone has to run back to the ship. Hopefully that'd be fun. But good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, nearing the end of the cruise. We're here until Sunday. Today we have a sea day. Tomorrow we'll be in Grand Turk. I have no plans for today. I'm gonna go up, catch up with family. I think we're gonna head to breakfast. Eventually, just waiting on other people to wake up, but I don't really have anything planned to do. Last night I was in the casino for over an hour. I just sat with a $100 bill that I was given and just tried to see how long I could make it last. So that was a way to spend an hour. Lost it all. Didn't really have good luck, but let's figure out what we're gonna do today. Hello. I am filming this after we were in Grand Turk. I got off the ship at 7:15, and actually no, I was on the beach at 7:15 this morning because I expected it with like 6,500 people on the ship, whatever the amount of people on board is. I thought the beach was going to be slammed, which surprisingly it turned out to not be that crazy, but the beach wasn't as good as it was when I was back here in 2017. I know they got hit by like 1 or 2 hurricanes in the last 6 years. It really does seem like the beach was a lot smaller than I remember it. It seemed like there was a part where the sand just kind of dropped off and then there was the beach a little bit. Completely covered in seaweed today. And then once you got off of the sand on the beach, it was pretty much completely rock and it was hard to get around. So I don't really remember it being like that. I'm just assuming the beach was kind of just washed away in the hurricane because it was kind of hard, but still got a bunch of beers from Margaritaville. I know, but we got a bunch of beers. I drink a lot. I've been continuing to drink, so the day continues on, so let's just keep it going. Hello everyone, it is 3:17 p.m. It's the final day of the cruise. We get back into Port Canaveral tomorrow, so it's the final night on the Mardi Gras. Not much to do. Not much left to do. Bingo finished. I didn't play bingo. I've been gambling a bit. Probably do that a little bit more tonight. I have about $80 left in my player account that I can lose or cash out. Probably lose. I have been playing video blackjack, which I do really enjoy. I've lost completely. I'm not doing great. Beyond that, we're kind of just enjoying the last day. We got dinner coming up in just a couple hours in the main dining room. We'll talk about that more later on. And yeah, so let's just keep this final day going. Let's go. Hi everyone, it is December 31st. It's about to be the new year. That cruise was taken in August of this year, so it's been almost 5 months because that cruise was at the beginning of August. And I realized as I was editing the footage, I never got around to recording a recap of the cruise. I never talked about it. And I also realized that the longer the cruise went on, the less and less I was filming. So the end of the video kind of just goes from a high and kind of just takes a nosedive, so whatever, we live, we learn. I haven't vlogged in a really long time. That was like one of the first times I had vlogged in several years. I'm rusty, not doing good. I had the drink package, so I think I was drinking a little bit too much, but anyways. So my thoughts on the Carnival Mardi Gras. The ship was gorgeous, still relatively new. I liked the layout. I liked all the venue options. Just being able to walk around and see everything was really cool. I like the more modern style they've taken compared to some of the older Carnival ships that were kind of like, I guess gaudy would be the way to describe it, or maybe not gaudy. It was just like weird. It felt like old Vegas, and it just not a good style. They had a lot of clashing styles, stuff like that, but now it feels a lot more cohesive. The venues seem to flow together really nicely. There's a lot of really good options for extra food stuff, extra alcohol. So downsides, the elevators were always crowded because there's very few elevators for that size of a ship, which is crazy. So it can be hard to get onto an elevator because they'll be extremely full, or you'll have people shoving their way through. You'll have screaming kids running all around. So if you're in good shape, you could take the stairs, even if it's like 10 plus flights, which gets exhausting, but it's good for use, I guess. So I don't know. I took the stairs a lot. The elevators just always took forever. I rather would have been completely out of breath when I got to where I needed to go instead of waiting on an elevator. So I did that a lot of the time. But I mean, the kids, like this was a summer cruise. There's going to be a lot of kids, but like a lot of them were just so poorly behaved, like running around the ship, screaming, cussing really loudly, which I mean, I cuss all the time, but like to be yelling it at the top of your lungs, like screaming at each other, things like that was absolutely crazy. So that was a downside. I definitely need a kids-free cruise, so I really want to try Virgin Voyages at some point. I think that would be interesting. Beyond that, the food, I ate in the buffet like twice. The buffet was fine. It's always fine. Some of the other food options, always great. Blue Iguana, pretty alright Mexican food. The street eats, I ate a couple times. That was pretty good. Guy's Burgers, for some reason, I never had a burger on the entire cruise, even though I wanted one. Just never made it up to the level that it was on to do that. I don't know. But the dining room was probably the worst experience on a cruise I've ever had. Our service was extremely poor. I don't know if our server was new or anything, but He wasn't very communicative. He was quiet. It just took absolutely forever to be served. Like, usually things would be missing or like drinks would be missing, and the food would always just be like cold and fine when it got to us. Like, not even to speak of like the taste. Like, most of the food was just fine, very average. Like, nothing really stood out all that well. But as far as service, like, the waiter didn't make up for it. His service seemed to be lacking. It would take us like over an hour, it seemed like, just to like get our main course and finish up. And like the other table we had, because we had this massive group, so we were split up across a couple tables. One of our tables, they were always like done with dessert and walking out before we had even gotten our main course. So just something was extremely off, where like their service was spectacular. They had a phenomenal server who focused and paid attention, and things were great. And ours was on the much lower end. I'm sure we could have like complained and done that, but like at the end of the day, it's fine. Like, we just sat there, we waited, we ate our food. I'm not really one to complain. I'm one to put up with things, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're on the ship. But it seems like a lot of people agree that the dining room quality on Carnival ships and other ships as well has just completely nosedived, which it makes sense. You know, companies under capitalism need to continue to extract profits and provide value to their shareholders. So where are they going to make up for that? They're going to lower food quality, they're going to lower the experience, and they're going to pocket more money. That's just life. We live under capitalism. We're continuing down that path. Literally everything in this world is getting worse and worse. That's morbid. That's sad, but that's the truth. So we put up with it. We didn't complain much. We made up for it with like barbecue or pizza, which is always good. They never mess up the pizza. That's good. Pizza is phenomenal on this ship. Super crowded. I've been on other cruises where there was like no one at the back for the pizza, but on this ship, it was absolutely slammed the entire time. There was always a massive group of people waiting. There was always a line. So you didn't really get to order custom pizzas very often. You kind of just took what they had, but you put up with it. That's what happens when there's that many people on board the ship. Throughout the video, you kind of heard me talk about some of the other stuff that happened on the cruise, like the different ports, kind of my ideas on that. Some of the ports are better than others. You know, the beach at Aruba was fine. The wind was really crazy, so the sand was whipping you all the time. Where else did we go? Bonaire? I think Bonaire, I said, was my favorite beach. That one, not a lot of people there. It was really quiet. It was a nice beach. Food truck really close. Grand Turk I've been before, but I think they're still recovering from the hurricane, and that beach was absolutely destroyed. Just not an enjoyable beach experience, but you're still in the Caribbean. The weather was nice, the water was all right, so still going to enjoy it. Anyways, that's pretty much all I can think of for right now. Hopefully you enjoyed this cobbled together vlog that kind of didn't flow all that great. There's a lot of stuff missing. I didn't do too good of a job to focus on vlogging, but it's what happens. Anyways, what's coming up next? I'm going to Mexico for a month in January. I'm going to be there from January to February. Going to be back here for a little while, and then got nothing else planned for the year. Not really much traveling going on. I have a huge Mediterranean cruise planned for 2025. We got to plan it out a little far in advance. It's extremely expensive, not gonna lie. So definitely gotta continue saving up for that, but that's something to look forward to in the future. But I do really want to get back into vlogging, get back into sharing things. I want to start streaming again in 2024, kick up my content to another level, and just continue pumping things out, because I find it really fun. It's just, especially this year, it's been really hard to find time. So 2024, we're gonna make it happen. Anyways, if you like the cruise vlog, let me know what you thought down below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've made it this far, which you probably haven't. Probably talking to myself here, because the watch time retention on this video is not gonna be good. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, guys. I'll see you.